Alright, abusha mama makwa aba abodi asempa TV. Aya musomfo odi asempa ne. Twede ampa bie kwan ne emi ani edi nkomo ide me gidi se oho eye. Saa nso na me ho ye. Abusha we de eye quick announcement na me de bro. Nana Kwame Bediako nana ebo nana abo. Nana enya aba abedru awie. Sisi anu akopeke nomination form kire se ono nso no betumi aba ballot paper no so ho forms na wakofa na okoye no na wa wonim nsantrefo babia no ye wo honum ebi omokoye ebisebisa no ensam ahodo wo honum and oma ho answers inti mepese ye nyina se na ebe ya eye asemde edema new force kuo no ema enyina no mepese ye nyina ye bebo hwi na yakọ ekotie ne ekoso wo ho no na breakdown kakra ewo mu no na ye de aba mesro na ne de dikan we show di Asampa TV subscribe to channel no share na like invite afoforo mo meka busuako no se ne be ya ye di video foforo bia edituma on sabeka benu ahwe o ye be ma o me masam enkoyi oba awo ho dadwe ne how efi stroke diabetes asthma any hepatitis B na hawa fa number na egu ase ho no 054 3304976. Me and the CEO of the Asampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. Minya daje na me no edi nkomo. Yenko tie Nana Kwame Bediako emra.
Oh Ghana, eni da swaba homa yentu zana. Nyami adum tie be say di mana. We present to you the new force. Oh Ghana, eni da swaba homa yentu zana. Nyami adum tie be say di mana. We present to you the new force, the second coming of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Actually decided to come myself. You know, you need to actually get a code and go and access the form. But I'm very excited to get the forms and start the process. And I want to say thank you to all the media teams. You've been very graceful and supportive in following me in places that I go and all of that. I think it's interesting times are coming. This election will be very interesting. I'm probably an independent leader for the new force, but I feel like it's not about the independence at this moment. Enya no pe ebi ameka twi nso kakra. Say enya no pe ene ade a mehwe nemum no mehwe say eni daso bi a efree ya dwempa bi nti ama ye ka se ye kwakodi saa tebia we so abeye edikanfo e wo man mu nti eno ayade a ye hwe so pa at membrana so.
Okay, so one thing that became a concern, probably not to some of you, but to some of your colleagues who are seeking to also contest this election. When the Electoral Commission came up with the filing fee, the amount or the cost of the filing fee, the 100,000 for the presidential aspirant or candidate, it was greeted with a lot of concern, saying that it is too much, it is hindering, they are using money to cripple some people from, taking up leadership roles. What's your bite on that?
I mean, we should accept and understand that politics in Africa, especially in our country, has become extremely expensive. And it will take a new phase of generations to let the money come out of it and let the true leadership prevail itself. So for me, I think it's going to be a hit. And people that are ready to go in to really make a change should find whatever possible means to be able to pay for this form. It's a form that is more expensive than your passport. I don't know whether it's going to England or heaven, but it's quite expensive. And like I said, we need to accept that politics has become expensive. We should find a way to make it economical.
Okay. Right, so picking the form means officially we should expect you launching your policy document or maybe kickstart your campaign. When should we expect these two important activities?
Absolutely, very good question. All of that is coming, and I wanted to say to Ghanaians, thank you very much for your patience. I want to say to you that a true policy is not easy to put together. And of course, I'm not going to come out with anything cut and paste like we've seen in the past, which is full of promises that hasn't been implemented. I think manifesto should be implemented. It shouldn't be an album or a true storybook that enlightens your mind but takes away your hope. We are bringing a developmental agenda, and the policies in there would actually benefit the youth of this country, the women and men of this country, and how to create a workforce, a new labor force, to change the country's economy and its developmental agenda. This is probably part of the elements and things that you need to develop a nation or build a nation.
Finally, on my part, I think initially you had wanted to form a political party, and you've not been able to be granted that license to enable you carry through with your vision of forming a political party. Now you are going to contest as independent presidential candidate, while a party like PNP has been given the provisional certificate to go ahead. You started the process long before they put in their request, but it seems they have, their request has yielded some kind of impact. How do you feel about the whole thing? You've been denied the opportunity to have your own political party.
Well, first of all, I don't think I've been denied. I think I've been delayed. But one thing I also believe is that destiny can be delayed, but it can't be denied. And that's why I'm standing here today talking about my independent candidative moment. I think we shouldn't let the party or the independents determine what we're going to implement and what we're going to change in this political narrative and principles of this country that would build a better nation for us. I think it should be the drive, the passion, the vision, to make a change. And we should look at this more as a revolutionary movement than a political party. Although the Constitution speaks about having a party to become a part of a government, but it also gives you a chance that you can independently become a part of that. So that 9 months delay, when it was supposed to be 7 days of hearing back from them, they still came back giving me the provisional license. But 9 months was such a long time that I couldn't use the rest of the 3 months to say that I am going to form that same party. And for that reason, I want to rest assure Ghanaians that I am very, very confident and I'm very, very content that, Ghanaians giving me this opportunity it suppresses the fact that I am standing as an independent candidate. But you count the most. You are more important for me. Without you, I don't think my purpose and my vision will become a reality. So I look at the people, I look at the nation, I look at what they need, what they want, and how I can be a help of that, how I can contribute to that. And that alone gives me hope.
I have one important question for you. Just yesterday or today, Info Analytics came up with a survey indicating that your candidature, you'll be able to garner only 1% in the Ashanti region in the polls. What is your reaction to that?
Oh, look, numbers don't lie, but people can always write whatever they want to write. The only time you see that numbers don't lie is when the end is justifying the means. Okay? And I would say that whether you 1%, 5%, as long as it's not 0%, we're going somewhere. So you might start the race at the last bottom, but it's a marathon. People will get tired along the way. Some people will fall off. Some people might not make it to the end. Let's focus on getting to the end. There's a tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, there's a light.
Okay, so I think quick one.
About your vision and your plans. Have you met anyone with such? You share same, vision with someone to complement you as a running mate?
Well, your idea or vision is not unique if it's repeated or if it's stolen by someone and is used. I think that we're all humans, but we're all created uniquely with different purposes. However, when we come together with all our purposes, it becomes a collaborative effort. And that's when we get a different result. So I think that the vision I have for Ghana and for this nation is completely different from what I'm seeing from others.
Okay, to add up to that, I know recently it came up, I don't know if you're aware, that you are going to partner or take Samia Nkrumah as a running mate. Now, as to whether it's true or not, I don't want to speak to that. But are we expecting any popular face as part of the campaign team or as a running mate?
I don't think popularity is what is just going to do the job. I think the enigma, the stigma, the greatness, the readiness the mindset, the mentality, the courage of that person is what is really going to make them a matching pair. So, not to call names, but remember, the man in the mask have a lot of people behind him to unveil.
Also in the mask.
Thank you very much.
All right, abusua nti eno na yakọ akweti aba no that asem ni nyina no mebo ne tofa e de ama ne etie ne se eye forms na okwa akofa and eye procedure nti no na okasa e wo se ono ankasa tu ho anamon and o receive a code or the befa forms no na where ye procedure ebema ono so wa appear on ballot paper no so as independent candidate for now. Enti no eno eho nkomo na ohwetwe no ho na we na ensamtrefo no ebebisa no se almost ochisu samia yaba enkroma as ne running mate but ebianya no ho asam na oka na obefa enkofo bia ehu omse omoye popra ewo oman nim na abeka ne ho anan eno na oka kire omse da bio enye obi oye popra emum ene ehia na obi a o adwempa na waye ready say opese oboa na ye ma oman Ghana efa ne ntomapa ifra eno ne the best thing e was say offer nemum enye obi a wagidin e obi o ha wagidin and ebi edin no yemfo obi te say shatawale wagidin but oni ye kan say idea e betumi e de abu oman ana say yemfa ne say obi te say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wagidin but oni idea ye debu oman asa maka no kore no ompa maka wohu nti ano ene nkomo twetwe a e course wo no and I think say that questions bi wo no mo bisa na obi bisa ne say ye delay no ne political ye cancel say ne be obenya political party no so da bi yan cancel ne mum ye delay and delay no time and say 7 days no year no 7 months and sana man provisional license no eno na ema ni delay but eno no entumi ensankan na niso ade hu no owoma oman Ghana so obeba befa oman Ghana akonwa no na ode Ghana asi baby pa no I think say kakra ehia ewo nkomo no etwe course ewo honom emono no abushia yenim se enya den a nkunimdie ebeba baby awadru ne de eho ara na ye kono and easy for na nkasa nim se omuye less mistake kana mabunu emfa omo ho enchom nti bibia ni ho no ma omo betray nti ye nyina ye anidaso se anidaso aba and no one can stop freedom. Are you God to stop freedom? Freedom has come to stay. Abushia mesraw oyoba awo ho dadwene eha bema o memasem enkoyi ode boss wa ne wagyeam stroke asthma diabetes anase hepatitis B etetewa pure organic herbal external chemical bia enim e process ye de yina so natural ya ne powder ni na so obefa me number na egu ase on 054 330 4976 abusia makrao musomfu odi asempadi
Nana Kwame Bediako na awodi nipa pina ekwa tete mu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo wo mo yade se wo mbe mu wanya basisi a yade bi tese stroke gonorrhea anabama wale mre e wampamu low sperm count wo mo wano aduro tatahwe ene je sam ne se sabane sunsumu nsema wo mo telete se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne yade amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane court case wo betu charge osisi a enam omadwuma panti ni pampempem ene be fo bokofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom se mosini ene enzimani akabom dia sunsumu niema asie betu obi aje wukunu anasa woyere awaresem adwuma sam akwantuom nsam ni nyina ayasumasem fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan of
New Koforidua ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region ehon ma number a didi juma no 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421.
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. You be do us some amount.